tired of the disrespect, dude. We have one of the best off seasons in the entirety of the NFL. Yup, that's what I'm gonna have to deal with today, because I'm reacting to my NFL predictions that I made before the season, and I'm scared, dude. I'm so scared. All right, here goes freaking nothing, dude. With the NFC South in last place, I of course have the Carolina Panthers. That's not terrible. Like, they tied same record as the Saints for last place. That's not bad. I mean, the Panthers should be much better than what they were last year. That was true. Honestly, that was true. Mean too much. I mean, the wide receiver core should be much better with the additions of Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette. This guy's played for 15 teams this season? I mean, Legette wasn't terrible. He definitely wasn't the best rookie receiver, but I like his accent at least. Like, as bad as Bryce was last year, his wide receivers didn't really help him out. That's true. I still think they'll be relatively bad, but better than last year. That's very true. The last, month of the season, Bryce Young was good. Like, Bryce is gonna have to take the biggest step forward we've ever seen for this team to have any competitive chance. Which, again, he did last month of the season. I mean, it only took him getting benched to get to that point. In third, I have the Saints. That's not a bad pick. I mean, again, they both finished the same record. So honestly, I consider my predictions 100% so far. They did add Chase Young, which is going to be interesting injecting him into that front seven. I completely forgot they signed Chase Young. Did he even do anything? I mean, he got 5.5 sacks. Like, where was I at? I mean, to be fair, I wasn't watching much Spencer Rattler this season. But unfortunately, the wide receiver room outside of Chris Olave scares me deeply. Yeah, and that is true. He got hurt and they suck. When Rashid Shaheed or A.T. Perry's gonna have to step up, man. A.T. Perry's on the Broncos now? I didn't even know that. Rashid Shaheed was having a good season until he got hurt. Now, as the NFC South runner-ups, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, I forgot. I thought I had them as the winner. Gosh dang it. Oh, already starting off with a fat L, dude, and it gets so much worse than this. They were able to lock down Mike Evans to a pretty team-friendly deal. And they got 1,000 yards again. Now, if Baker and Rashad White can produce at the same levels as they did a year ago, this offense should still score a ton of points. Which, Rashad White didn't, because Bucky Irving came out of nowhere. Nobody could have predicted that. They still got the same production, so, I think that's a big reason why they won the division. Aside of a few players, I am kind of really worried about their secondary depth. They should... Their cornerback, their corners were incredible, so I'm a moron. Zion, beast. They should still fight for a wild card spot this season, and officially... And they didn't fight for a wild card spot. They won the God's Dang division, and everybody had the Falcons win the division, dude. Bite me. I just know I'm about to glaze Kirk Cousins so hard, dude. Who expected him to get benched? Come on. Kirk Cousins is actually 100%. I feel like he's gonna be a monumental addition for this organization. Which, to be fair, he wasn't 100%, dude. 95-year-old grandpa coming off an Achilles tear. Come on. I wonder if finally we'll have Drake London and Kyle Pitts both break out. Well, I mean, Drake London did, but Kyle Pitts too. Get off the bandwagon. It's not happening. Now, the one bad thing I have to say is I'm sure Falcons fans would much prefer to have Roma Dunze at wide receiver opposite of Drake London than Michael Penix. Oh, bad. He didn't even do that much this year. A bad situation kind of in Chicago. I don't think anybody expected it to be that bad. Which, I mean, Caleb Williams put up numbers, but you would expect more from Roma Dunze. And I said all that, and Michael Penix is the future of this franchise now. I didn't think, $200 million Kirk Cousins was going to get benched halfway through the season. Let's move on from the NFC South. I'm tired of it. We're going to the West next. I honestly cannot remember who I predicted where. Let's see. NFC West, and dead last, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, can I just get one of these divisions right? I do think the Cardinals will be much improved from 2023. They were. That's a fact. One receiver Marvin Harrison to throw to. Also, I really like Michael Wilson. I think he's a guy. Michael Wilson didn't do that much this year. He's a good player. I think get 800, 900 yards a year. I feel like James Conner is one of the most underrated, productive. Good take. Good take. For Kyler in the offense, I feel like the line is just too much of a liability currently. Yeah, it wasn't that good this year, was it? And also, the defense is very iffy from top to bottom. Yep, defense was garbage. It'll be a better 2024 season, but I think 2025 could be the year for the Cardinals. Yeah, I feel like that's a good take. The Cardinals, much improved. I mean, they came in third, not fourth, so it wasn't far off. Until week 11, week 12, it was pretty much anybody's division. But I stand by that comment, dude. I think the Cardinals could be a 10-win win team in 2025. Again, like, I'm gonna be like a little bit off in this division, man, because like, who expected the 49ers entire team to die this season? Like, come on. It's like, who'd I have it to? The Rams, which is, I mean, that's not a bad prediction, I don't think. But I have to say, the biggest question is, will the combination of the two rookies, Braden Fisk and Jared Verse, be able to somewhat replace the production of Aaron Donald? I mean, that's like I mean, to be fair, they had really, really good rookie seasons. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think the Rams hit on two very, very good players, and they, again, are a big reason why the defense was as good as it was, and a big reason why they won the division. Like, did they completely replace Aaron Donald? No, but they did enough, obviously, for the defense not to fall off too much to put them in position to win the freaking division. But outside of that, I think they made some great additions on their defense. Like, they brought in some veterans in that secondary, like
Defense was good.
Now, if Cooper Kupp is really back to 100%,
he wasn't. Not even close. Not even close. I mean, he's 100%, but I think he might just be washed.
This offense could honestly be deadly, which there's definitely potential.
Which the offense wasn't really deadly. It was good enough to win the division.
Definitely potential for the Rams to win the division.
Hey, at least I said that.
The 49ers are still the team.
Like, again, I didn't expect the entire running back room. What they have, like 7 running backs get hurt. Like, what? Like, what do you want from me? I'm not Mr. Miyagi to beat.
Now, disclaimer, at the time I'm recording this, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with the Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams situation. Like,
Brandon Ayuk got hurt this season, so it didn't really matter. You know what? I don't care what I said about the 49ers. Who would expect the entire team to get hurt? I got it wrong. Who cares?
That takes us to the NFC.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, dude. I know what's coming. I know what's coming, and I'm gonna get so roasted for it. Go ahead and say it, you
have
imbecile.
The Washington Commanders coming in dead last.
Like, who thought? Like, who thought this was gonna happen, dude? I mean, what can I say, dude? Like, shout out Jaden Daniels, shout out Dan Quinn, shout out Jeremy Reeves, my former ping pong class buddy in college. I guess I will sit here and listen to what slander I said about him, man.
They got a rookie QB in Jaden Daniels, brand new head coach in Dan Quinn, and I'm not gonna
They were incredible. What can I say? It was a good fit. Like, what can I say? Good fit.
Something in the back of my head's telling me it's the opposite of a match made in heaven. Like,
what? Don't include that. Editor, cut it, cut it. I mean, not really. I maybe Ben Johnson could have done a little bit better, but I mean, can you like really say you could have done better when you brought the Commanders to a 11-win season? Like, who did I put on the screen? Like, I mean, Mike McDonald, no. Like, Aaron Glenn, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't think any of these guys, even Ben Johnson, is winning more games what Dan Quinn did.
But they have who they have. If this team is going to exceed expectations, Jaden Daniels is going to have a Rookie of the Year season. See, even when I get these picks wrong, at least I have some reasoning that makes sense towards why they had such good seasons or bad seasons. Like, Jaden Daniels had a Rookie of the Year season and they won 11 games. Like, come on. They did make quite a few defensive free agent moves. They brought in Clelin Ferrell, Bobby Wagner, and Jeremy.
Bobby Wagner was a big piece to this defense, brother.
But honestly, those moves in 2024 really don't move the needle for me.
And it might move the needle enough for them to go from a last place prediction to winning 12 games.
In my opinion, not even the addition of Austin Eckler can keep this team out of last place. Now,
I mean, Austin Eckler actually was doing pretty good. He just got hurt. So I was actually trying to kind of slander him there, but I kind of feel stupid about it.
Third place, I have the New York Giants.
From now on, every prediction video I do the rest of my life, you just automatically put the Giants in last place. Oh, I know I predicted another New York team to do really good too, man. I'm gonna be so sick. I'm gonna be so sick. I promise you, this gets worse and worse and worse. Why don't listen to a freaking Madden YouTuber, dude?
This literally all depends on whether or not Daniel Jones is still terrible.
He's back up for the Vikings now, so there you go.
Terrible. This easily could turn into last place.
See, again, I have a decent reasoning, like a decent kind of thought process there, but I wish I would have moved them up one. I'd have felt really good about it.
Now, Malik Neighbors will be by far the best receiver Daniel Jones has ever had.
Now it's true.
With a loss in production from Saquon.
That's very true too.
Singletary, cancel that.
Devin Singletary was horrible. 5th round rookie took over for him, and yeah, man, like the losses, Saquon. I mean, I'm not saying they would have made the playoffs or anything, but my God, dude, he should have broke the all-time freaking single-season rushing record. I mean, wouldn't have done that in New York, obviously, but that just shows you like what they were missing. Like, why didn't they re-sign Saquon, dude?
Now, I do love the bargain signings they made to help out the offensive line.
Offensive line sucks.
Because if they can't protect Daniel Jones, this team has no chance of winning more than like 3 or 4 games.
It's
Now,
true.
Defensively,
They've won 3 games.
Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence be enough to carry a defense that has a pretty stinky secondary?
What did Brian Burns even do this season? Like, again, like I wasn't watching many like Giants games. I mean, I know he was being Brian Burns, but I don't know what he finished with. 8.5 sacks. I mean, not bad on a very, very bad team. So at least they have him to look forward to in the future.
Tough one, but I landed on the Dallas Cowboys here.
At least I don't feel too bad about this. Like, I promise you, there wasn't many preseason predictions out there that had the Commanders in second place. Like, that just wasn't happening. And if Dak doesn't get injured, maybe the season's a little bit different. But yeah, came in 3rd place. The Commanders, you gotta give them credit. Like, what a season. Honestly, I'm just gonna skip the Cowboys stuff because, like, nobody expected Dak to get hurt.
I mean, yeah, I have them in 2nd, but they're still probably gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna grab a wild card spot.
Don't include it. Don't include it. Boo.
With the offseason they've had, I just really think the Eagles are the better team right now.
And I'm glad I made that prediction, dude. Like, Saquon, first player we cut to. What a freaking season. What a season. So, at least I predicted a division winner, correct? The rest of the division, completely out of order. But hey, gotta take some positivity while I can.
I really think that Saquon move is going to end up being massive, dude.
That? Genius.
Like, he might end up running for 1,500 yards this season. Like,
ha, moron. How about 2,000?
That offensive line is great. Saquon behind it.
Knew Saquon was going to be so good behind that offensive line.
Good. It was the defense that had all the question marks, and I think they made some incredible moves this offseason.
Smart boy, smart boy. CJ, great, but crazy. Quinyon, great. Cooper DeJean, great.
Secondary, which was really the only reason they didn't win the division last season.
And that really is true. The secondary was very good. That whole defense was nuts. So they could win the Super Bowl. I don't know. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, dude! I know it's coming, and I'm gonna throw up. Like, it's already been bad. I had the Commanders in last place. It's about to get worse. Oh, go ahead and say it, moron. Say it. Say it. Say it.
NFC
Say it.
North.
Say it.
Unfortunately, beginning things in last place, I have them in
dumb, stupid.
I honestly feel kind of bad for him, dude. Last year they lost Kirk Cousins to a season-long injury, lost him in free agency.
I'm just gonna sit here and suffer. I'm just gonna sit here and just suffer. JJ McCarthy got hurt. I mean, to be fair, dude, like, who expected Sam Darnold to become Jesus?
Obviously, I love their skill guys, and the addition of Aaron Jones is gonna be interesting, but
Aaron Jones was great. Great for the offense.
Sam Darnold starting at quarterback, dude, in one of the NFL's toughest divisions. Like, I just have to put him in last.
I mean, that was decent thought process. Like, that's the same guy that saw ghosts in the middle of a primetime football game. Like, that's nuts. He should win comeback player of the year. Like, he should get top 5 MVP votes. What did he finish with? Like 4,300 yards? 4,300, 19 yards, 35 touchdowns to 12 picks. Like, who would have predicted that, dude? I just keep it rolling, moron.
And let me tell you, this was a tough one, but I do have the Chicago Bears.
I was scared. I put the Packers there for a second. I was scared. Which, yes, technically, they did come in 3rd place. But at least I have them above the Bears.
And like I said, this was tough, dude, because probably in any other division, I would predict the Bears to come in 2nd.
That's ugly. That's ugly. I underestimated how bad their head coach was. He got fired, rightfully so, but I totally underestimated that.
Even with this arguably being the toughest division in football,
it is the toughest division in football, so at least that makes me look smart.
On paper, this team possibly could win the division. Like,
on paper, they look good.
Faces though, that like I just have to physically see it come into place first. Now, if Caleb Williams does come out year 1 playing up to his full potential, like, we could see this team go crazy.
Which Caleb Williams was very up and down. Like, you saw signs of what he can be. It was so inconsistent. Like, I'm not ready to write him off yet. I really started buying into the hype. Like, everybody made me feel stupid. I had a feeling he was going to struggle really bad, like his rookie season. Not to say I never thought he was going to end up being good, but I kind of expected him to, like, have a kind of a down rookie season compared to expectations. And then he came out in the preseason throwing sidearm passes down the field for 45 yards, and everybody was freaking out about it, and it got me bought into the hype. But I mean, I still expect him to improve, but you gotta pump the brakes a little bit on, like, the expectations some.
Not to mention their defense has potential to be great too. So don't
defense wasn't bad. It's just discombobulated team, man.
Like, you could very easily win the division. I just have to see it to believe it, unfortunately.
Didn't see it, so I don't believe it. I rebuke it totally.
Which takes us into 2nd, and it's another tough one, but again, I have this summer months are—
gosh dang it!
Sell out! Fellas, it is NFL playoff season, which means I know a lot of you out there are going to be going to watch your favorite team play in the playoffs, hopefully all the way to the Super Bowl, which is exactly why I'm here to tell you about my special hookup with today's sponsor, SeatGeek. You can use my promo code RBT10 to get 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek, whether you're a new SeatGeek customer or veteran. Sports, concerts, festivals, if you can name it, SeatGeek has it. And I think at this point by now, you guys got the message crystal clear that yours truly absolutely loves SeatGeek, and I got the receipts to prove it, as every single sporting event that I've attended since 2019, I've used SeatGeek. SeatGeek is super simple to use and super simple to understand, as they rate every ticket on their platform on a rating scale from 1 to 10. When you're looking for tickets on the app, make sure to look for the green dots, as green means good and red means bad. So no matter how many times you've used SeatGeek, promo code RBT10 will get you 10% off your SeatGeek order. So stop what you're doing right now, take out that cell device, open up the SeatGeek app, and add promo code RBT10 to your account. So make sure you take advantage of this offer now, especially with the playoffs going on, because this offer is only available for a limited time. What I have, dude, please don't tell me I had the Lions second instead of the Packers. And it's another tough one, but again, I have the Green Bay Packers. Okay, that makes me feel better. So, if I put the Vikings above at 2, like nobody expected that, I feel a little bit better about the prediction, because that means, obviously, again, at least I got a division winner correct. The only question mark I have on this entire team is the offensive line. It's actually very iffy, but even if the offensive line wasn't even that bad, the offensive line is just okay and not bad, and if Jordan Love can play like he did in the second half of last season, all year this year, I really feel like they'll contend for a Super Bowl. Like if the 7 seed, now if you watch my NFL playoff predictions, like that might shock you where I have the Packers going. So like they're a team that they can hit on the right cylinders, like they still can go out and win the Super Bowl. So like you never know, that could end up making me look like a genius, but probably not win the Super Bowl. But I mean, they're still a good team, not a terrible take. If Josh Jacobs could return to Jacobs on fire last month of the season, month and a half, would be the best group in the league. I mean, not telling we're the best offense in the league, and it kind of sucks Christian Watson's hurt now. Like, Jordan Love was fine. He wasn't the greatest quarterback in the world. Like, I don't think he took a massive step forward or anything compared to, like, that last half of the first year he really started the full season. But he was fine. Like, obviously good enough to still make the playoffs. Like, the defense, too. Like, the biggest question mark was their secondary, and they freaking signed Xavier McKinney. Defense was fine. Defense was fine. Not a problem. And, like, I know I have them in second place here, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. Which, I mean, at least getting another division winner correct makes up for some of my other nonsense. Obviously means I have the Lions in first. The majority of the team stayed intact, which is a good thing considering I still think they can win the Super Bowl. Should have made the Super Bowl. They addressed their main weakness in the entire team being the secondary by drafting Terrion Arnold and picking up Carlton Davis. Not to Carlton was good. DJ Reader and Marcus Davenport to this. He's like one of the few starters that are still actually starting and not on the IR. If they're young guys, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Laporta, Jack Campbell can take a step forward, this team will once again compete. They did, like all of them, really. Takes us into the AFC. Oh no, here comes my absolute nightmare, dude. Can we skip this? In last place, I have my Tennessee Titans. Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Don't make another sound, you ignoramus. Just kidding. I have the Colts. I had the Colts? I honestly thought I had the Jags here. I mean, like, the Colts ended up not being good, but, like, they still beat my Titans twice. I really have to sit here and listen to this, dude? Call me crazy. I understand. You're a dumb boy. You're a dumb cracker. Understand it if you do, but I still don't trust Anthony Richardson. Like, within the nonsense, there's some decent takes. I don't trust them still. I mean, he's an alien. Don't get me wrong, but dog, you think a UFO could come down middle of Lucas Oil Stadium, like in the middle of the game, an alien come out from the UFO onto the field, play quarterback, and play well? No. Like, it's just because he's an alien doesn't mean he's gonna be good. And with some of the stuff being leaked out of the organization, man, it doesn't sound good for him. It's like the veterans on the team have lost faith in him. So like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
happen with him.
Like, he's gonna have to put an entire quality year together
He
before
didn't play an entire season because he took himself out of the game once. Like, it's nuts. Like, what are we doing, dude?
understand the upside, but like, I gotta see it. I mean, we saw it
I
for,
didn't
like,
see
a
it.
2-3 game stretch potentially last year.
Saw it for about 2 or 3 like throws this year.
Not to mention, I mean, he's coming off a pretty serious shoulder injury.
Yeah, injury prone. Hurt again this year.
Not to mention, they didn't do too much outside of drafting Adonai Mitchell to really help him out.
He didn't do much.
And that secondary, my God, dude, it honestly might be the worst nick in the
dude.
NFL.
Like, I'm sitting here watching this back, and I'm like, the stuff I'm saying is not even wrong. Like, the Colts are not a good football team. But, like, I say that, and it's true, and it just reminds me of how just terrible my Titans are, man. Like, how are you that bad? You lose 4 more games than the freaking Colts, dude.
How did Chris Ballard not add anybody in the secondary?
I am happy this guy can get fired again. I don't think he made the playoffs. Is that right? He hasn't made the playoffs since he became the GM. So he might have had a better year than the Titans. But like, what does that mean? You picked 10 spots after, just didn't make the playoffs. Take that, Christopher.
Takes us into 3rd place, which is finally where I have my Tennessee Titans.
Cut it! Cut it! No more noise. Bad boy. Here we go.
Just kidding. It's the Jags.
Which, to be fair, the Jags did come in 3rd place. I really do want to know how the team would have been if Trevor Lawrence didn't get hurt for 7,000 weeks this season. They did have so many injuries. They did just fire the head coach, so I'm interested to see who they're going to get. So, like, the Jags just, you know, they're just a tainted organization. Like, they have talent on the team. Like, they have a lot of holes, too. Like, they're not a top talented team or anything, but, like, they have, like, too many good players. Only be winning 3-4 games this season. So, like, are they just cursed? Are they ever going to be good? Like, Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he's shown his upside, but, I mean, 3rd place, all he gets him right now. But if he's healthy, you know, and the team can get a little bit better, have a better head coach, I mean, unfortunately, as a Titans fan, they could end up coming 1st, 2nd place next few years.
Again, call me a hater, but Trevor Lawrence still doesn't convince me. And
He was not bad when he played this year, but again, I'm not going to believe in the Trevor Lawrence hype until I can see a full season from him, brother. Gabe Davis barely played. Brian Thomas, elite. And I am so scared. I am so scared of what's about to come out of my mouth. I'm about to look like an idiot, and I'll admit it. I'll promise you, I'll just own it 100%. I can't believe. I'll explain myself in a second. I will say at least some of the thought process I've had up to this point in the video has been solid. Like, I've made some bad picks, but I'm like, hey, if this happens or if this happens, like, I can see a different outcome. And all that's made me at least look a little bit smarter than what I've seemed to be so far. But I think the worst thing in this entire video is about to be said right here, if I'm not mistaken.
gonna work out in that offense. Again, call me a hater, but like, I honestly think Brian Thomas was one of the most, if not the most, overrated receiver in last year's draft. Now,
unsubscribe. I honestly I wouldn't blame you. Oh my god. Oh, let me pull up the stats. Brian Thomas was 3rd in the NFL with 1,300 yards, 10 receiving touchdowns as a rookie with Matt Jones throwing the football half the season. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm going to tell you why exactly I said that. I didn't really watch much film on Brian Thomas. That's just me being an idiot. I saw the Malik Neighbors hype. I saw the hype of the other receivers, and I just thought they were so much better than everybody else that I just didn't put much stock in Brian Thomas, and I'm just an idiot. Like, that's just me being an uninformed moron. So I've been here on YouTube for over 15 years now, man, and if you decide to end your journey with me there, I understand. That's all I'll say on that, dude. Idiot.
Here's draft. Now, admittedly, and probably by far, they have the best pass rush in the entire division, but that secondary, brother, it's stinky.
And the secondary was very bad. It was very bad, and I just want to stop. I want to stop here. I want to stop. 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 I want to stop.
I am so tired of
I think it's this is so bad. Oh, you let me down, brother. You let me down. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm so tired of what, man? I'm so tired of what?
So tired of the disrespect, dude. We have one of the best off seasons in the entirety of the NFL.
Like, to be fair, on paper we did. But like, brother, our coach is horrible. Like, how do you take a 6-win team, put $200 million on it, draft players, like our top 3 draft picks, like 3 of the best players in the entire team. So how do you inject 3 players from the draft that start for you, put $200 million in the team, and win half the amount of games as you did last season? So the truth of the matter is I underestimated how much better of a team Mike Vrabel made us look compared to the talent we had. I'll go to the grave. I'll go to the freaking grave about Mike Vrabel. And I know there's like probably a solid like 45% of like Titans fans out there that will send you to jail for saying they made a mistake firing Mike Vrabel, but like I would love to see what he could have done with more talent, man. So I preface that to say like everything I say here, I was completely invalidated just because the coach is so bad. What else did I say? What else did I say?
We added so much to all of our positions of weakness.
I mean, again, that's so true. L'Jarius Sneed, Chiefs fans have killed me on this, saying this publicly, but he only played, what, 5 games? He was so bad. There was like 3 instances in the first few weeks of the season where if the opposing quarterback was halfway competent, he would have got beat for a 50-60-yard touchdown. Like, I mean, I hope it changes. Like, I know he was incredible in Kansas City, but my God, was he a freaking letdown for the little bit he did play. Gotta bring it back. Calvin really wasn't bad. Like, I mean, was he worth the money? I don't know, man, but like him and Tony Pollard were really the lone bright spots in the entire offense.
Like, over the last 2 seasons, we've had one of the league's worst wide receiver and DB rooms.
That's very true. That's very true. And
And
what is crazy about it, dude, absolutely insane, is that's very true. Our wide receiver room has been historically terrible. Our offensive line has been historically terrible. And our cornerback room has been terrible last 2-3 seasons. And those units were so much better this season. Our cornerback room, even though L'Jarius Sneed got hurt, was one of the best units in the entire team. Offensive line, although it was still bad, was so much better than what it was the last few seasons because our offensive line was historically terrible. Wide receiver room was better like than it's been the last like 3, 4, 5 seasons until we really traded DeAndre Hopkins. But like just everything in theory, man, I know there's probably a lot of bias to it too. Like I try to think through things, man, like just in theory, I thought this team was going to be so much better because it just made sense. But I guess I really underestimated how much an incompetent coaching staff can really just make things look so much worse than what it should be.
Our wide receiver core of DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, to be the best group we've had in franchise history.
Oh, it's so funny because, again, on paper, that's kind of true. Not to say the wide receiver room wasn't better this year than it's been in the last 2-3 years since we traded A.J. Brown. What's funny is DeAndre Hopkins, now a Kansas City Chief. Calvin Ridley, I mean, solid, had 1,000 yards, can't complain. Tyler Boyd, like, you barely heard his name this season. Traylon Burks. He's getting cut. I genuinely believe the A.J. Brown trade will go down as the worst trade in franchise history for the next 20-30 years. We were in the midst of a legitimate Super Bowl window, and that destroyed it completely. We traded A.J. Brown for Traylon Burks and Nicholas Petit-Frere, who's one of the worst right tackles I've ever seen in my life. Like, Traylon Burks is the weirdest player I've ever seen. It's like the guy when he like runs his routes, like when he runs like full speed, he can't keep his balance. Like the guy falls down when he tries to sprint. Oh, and he just keeps getting injured, and he's just getting cut. But what a letdown this guy's been, man. Like, he started his rookie season not bad at all. Now, I don't know if he just like doesn't care about football or something, or if he's just flat out bad, but it's just not been a good time.
I'm so tired of the Will Levis disrespect. I don't think people understand how historic.
Gosh, make it stop. Hey, dude, it's punishment enough. I'm wearing his jersey still. I want to hear what I say. I really do.
Terrible. Our offensive line was
historically terrible.
Brian Callahan, did you not see the numbers Jake Browning put up in his offense? Will Levis has more talent.
That's so true, man. I guess at the end of the day, like, Brian Callahan just didn't have nearly as much say in the offense as what I thought he did. Because all the stars aligned. I will go to the grave again, man. Will Levis, as a rookie in a very, very bad offense with a historically bad offensive line and no good wide receivers outside of an aging DeAndre Hopkins, Will Levis showed more than enough flashes to believe he could turn into a very good quarterback. And I thought with an offensive guru coming into the fold that Will Levis was going to get better, but no, dude, he went so far backwards. And, like, I don't know what to say. I was just wrong. Again, like, I don't just say this crap just to say it. Like, I don't predict things just to predict it. Like, I believe it. And I try to like think, inside like the laws of logic, and logically it made sense for Levis to take a big step forward. But again, like Brian, like they're gonna keep him for another season, but it's not gonna get any better. The guy's a terrible football coach. It seems like a really nice guy, like a very nice guy, but like I knew like within like the first month and a half, the guy's not it. Like he's just not a football coach, not a head coach. That is maybe a good coordinator, not a good football coach.
Do not see the numbers Jake Browning put up in his offense.
Can we skip this,
Will
please?
Levis has more talent in his left bicep than Jake He's very talented. His entire body. If this team can stay healthy, we're not doing any worse than second place.
But to be fair, the team really didn't stay healthy, but it doesn't matter. I hate that as an excuse too, because that's like one of the things all these Titans fans that hate him like Vrabel will talk about. Oh my God, he went 6-19 his last 2 seasons. That's true, but look at the gosh dang context, man. The season they lost 6 straight to end the season. They had a not ready Malik Willis. They had a horrible wide receiver room. Half the defense was hurt. Half the offense was hurt. So that was a terribly injured football team. Then last year, on top of having a horrible offensive line, very injured football team. Not the combination of Bill Belichick, Don Shula, and Nick Saban in one could have got more than 7-8 wins out of that team last season. So team this year, not even close. Not even close to as injured as we've seen our squad the last 2 seasons. Better on paper than we've had the last 2 seasons, and we win half the games as we did last year. Like, come on! Hey, consolation prize. We get the first pick. Forgive me, brother. Yeah, I put the Texans 1. They won the division, so getting the division winner right. I probably sit here and talk about how great I think the Texans are going to be, and they were solid. They have like the potential to be a really good team, but they just have been very, very disappointing this year. Even though they won the division, like everybody was hyping up the AFC South, me included. Like young quarterbacks. Will Levis showed promise. Trevor Lawrence, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud almost won MVP last season, and the whole division sucked. The whole division sucked. Only reason Texans made the playoffs is because they played in the AFC South, but I don't think they're going to win a playoff game. I'm probably going to sit here and talk about how good they're going to be, and I think they will probably year 3 be so much better, because I think this is just kind of a sophomore slump from CJ Stroud, but I'm not going to sit here and just watch me whack off the Texans for the next 30 seconds or so. I've got a bad feeling. Oh, I've got such a bad feeling about this one. I've already had the Commanders in last place. I've had the Vikings placed in last. I think I know what I'm about to do here, and I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wasn't any doubt I was going to have the Broncos here. My God, like I think this is already bad, but it just gets worse and worse. Again, to be fair, I think almost everybody had either the Broncos or Raiders come in last place. Like, who would have thought, you know, Sean Payton wizard. And I guess really underestimated how perfect of a fit Bo Nix was for that Sean Payton system, because like they should not, with the talent they have, be winning 10-11 games. Like, I should not be having it. But Bo Nix had one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen from a rookie quarterback. Defense has been locked down too. Patrick Surtain, oh my God, the best cornerback in the league. So I guess myself included, and like probably hundreds of thousands of others who made predictions, they just have to eat their words. You're like, nobody expected the Broncos to make the playoffs. I expect them to come in 3rd place, so I don't know. Honestly, don't feel as bad about this pick as some of the others.
But they're still a million miles away from competing in a division that has the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
a million miles away. Man, they traveled a million miles fast.
I do feel like Bo Nix is going to struggle quite a bit in his rookie season, but
just as I mentioned, had one of the best rookie quarterback seasons of all time. Idiot.
That doesn't mean I don't think he'll turn into at least a solid starter.
Hey, he did turn into a solid starter. I was right. Just a lot faster than what I thought.
Improvement, but I still think a team that's at minimum 2 years away from competing.
Minimum 2 years away from competing. I was only about 24 months off there. God, please don't tell me I have the Chargers in 3rd.
We got the Raiders.
Thank God.
Team starting fresh with a brand new identity and head coach Antonio Pierce, which I guess is not necessarily brand new because he was the interim coach.
It just was bad.
A team that has decent weapons, you know, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. Now,
I mean, to be fair, Devontae Adams got traded, but I think either way, like even with Devontae Adams, this team was still coming to last place. I can't believe, looking back, I picked a team with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback, Gardner Minshew, to place above the Broncos, who ended up making the playoffs. That's insane. That's crazy.
Brock Bowers, who I think is going to be an all-pro eventually.
Hey, that's the first good thing I've said in a long time. I really thought, like, ever since I watched Brock Bowers play in the SEC championship game his freshman season, I knew this guy was going to end up being, you know, a Hall of Fame type player. Like, insane he fell as far as he did. That's one that I will gladly give myself, because I'm so depressed at some of the things I've said in this video. And we still have like 15 more minutes to go. How many more bad things can I say?
Eventually, I just don't think a team with a quarterback running back duo trio of Gardner Minshew and Zamir White can really compete.
At least I was kind of right on that one.
Chiefs, which obviously means in second place I have the Chargers.
Hey, that's something else. That's something else I got right.
It means in second place I have the Chargers. I have to say, the Chargers are going to be one of the most interesting teams in the entirety of the NFL.
They're very interesting.
Head coach Jim Harbaugh.
Jim's a great coach.
Run the football a lot.
They did run the football a lot. They threw it more than I thought, though.
Their best weapons are Ladd McConkey and Josh Palmer, so like that shows you why they're going to run the ball so much. But
it was a little disrespectful, Ladd McConkey. I just didn't think he was going to step in right away and be a wide receiver one. I didn't think, but hey, Ladd McConkey, probably future All-Pro.
Not to mention, they have probably easily the best offensive line in the entire division.
That's true. Offensive line's phenomenal. I don't know if it's better than the Chiefs, though. They're about even.
And you can't talk about the Chargers without mentioning their defense that has arguably the best 1-2 pass rush combo in the league.
That's very true. They're both deadly. Deadly defense. This guy, genius.
What going to bring to the table is going to be interesting, and I think it should lead to a second place finish in this division. But if some reason
that was correct. The defense wasn't that bad, and the running game wasn't that bad. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, they filled in pretty well. Oh wow, what a surprise! Got another division winner correct.
And what's scary though is that this might actually be the most talented Chiefs team that Patrick Mahomes has ever been on.
That's actually kind of true. What's funny is if you would have told me when I made that statement that this team was going to add DeAndre Hopkins, my mouth would have dropped. Although D-Hop hasn't been too insane, it's still the most talented team, at least on paper, they ever had. They haven't put it all together. That's the thing. If they could put it all together, they're winning Super Bowl again. Like, no shadow of a doubt. But at the same time, they've came so close to losing so many times. Like, they went 15-2, really would have went 16-1 if they would have played their starters last week. But that 16-1 could have very easily been 10-6 if just like one little difference in each one of those games. So I have to play better to win the Super Bowl, because if they don't, I think they're finally going to drop one. But it doesn't take away from the fact they're the most talented team I think Patrick Mahomes has ever had. Dude, they've won back-to-back Super Bowls, man. Let me get past this. They've had enough glazing as it is.
Losing L'Jarius Sneed, like, you can't lose arguably the best corner in the league and just think it's not going to have any effect. But no.
Why did I have to pause it on that part? Like, come on. It didn't have any effect. If anything, the cornerback room was better.
Like, the Chiefs defense might not even need to take the field, and they probably would still win every game. Now,
that's a funny statement too, because that was completely incorrect. The defense was honestly better than their offense this year. I don't even think they scored 30 points this year. Am I wrong in saying that? Oh my gosh, like the AFC still to come. Like, I already know this is gonna be so bad. Oh, I think I actually kind of remember what I did here, and I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. Okay, at least I got that right. Not as bad, you know, as me having like the Bills in last place or anything.
No matter if it's Jacoby Brissett or Drake May that ends up starting at quarterback to begin the year, like, they're just not competing in this tough division.
They're just so bad. So many holes. Wide receiver room terrible.
Just lost Matthew Judon. So like, where's the
defense was pretty bad too. Had no pass rush.
Kind of a total mess right now. But you give Gerard Mayo another year or two, and he'll sort it out. Now, when
well, they definitely didn't give him another year or two.
Now, in third place, probably the biggest shocker of the video up to this point, yes, I have the Buffalo Bills.
I swear to God, dude, this video is just turning to me like making noises. I don't even know what to say. I guess I just really truthfully underrated how good Josh Allen was. Like, I know Josh Allen's been a top 3 quarterback for years now. Like, I really thought with that wide receiver room, dude, they were going to take a huge step back, and I thought their defense was going to be terrible. But my God, dude, this is easily the worst. The absolute worst prediction of this video. Worse than the Vikings pick, worse than the Commanders pick, worse than the Broncos pick. Cause like, who could have really expected that? But the Bills, dude, like, I should have known better, man. I think a part of it was the fact, like, I thought they were gonna take a step back, and I really, for the second straight year, thought the Jets were gonna be good. I thought the Dolphins were gonna be even better than last year, and I was completely wrong, man. God, like, I really thought the worst of the video was out of the way, and it just keeps pouring on. Come on. Everybody watching the video is dropping IQ points right now. God, dude, keep it going.
I know this sounds absolutely insane.
It does, you idiot.
I also want to say, even if the Bills do come in third place, I think they win enough games to compete for a wild card spot.
At least I didn't say they were going to be terrible now. I thought the division was going to be good.
No doubts about it. This team is Josh Allen, and that's about it. But like I said,
it's
he's
true,
so
but
good
that's good enough, you know, to win 13 games.
Khalil Shakir is going to have a massive breakout season.
He did have a good season. But it wasn't a breakout season.
Also, Keon Coleman's going to have to hit the
Coleman
ground
was
running,
fine.
too.
Coleman was fine.
And when you consider they lost their veteran safety duo of Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, who have been there for what seems like forever. Like, that's
didn't really affect the defense that much. The defense was about like what we kind of expect from the Bills, you know?
I have the Miami Dolphins.
Oh no, I thought I had the Jets in second place. I thought I actually had the Jets in second place. I really did. And like that means this video even got worse. Dude, I look terrible. I actually physically look sick because this is so bad. Oh, dude, like I really bought into the Jets hype, man. Like, what can I say? This AFC East, this is worse than the AFC South. This is so bad. This is so terribly bad. At least the Dolphins almost made the playoffs. Like, they were one game out. Tua was healthy all year. They made the playoffs. But I don't care that I got that sort of right. Like, I don't care. I had the Jets in first place.
Now, we already know that offense will be great once again if everybody stays healthy, but how will the defense...
Hey, everybody stayed healthy. I was right there. This video created my awareness rating on Madden. My awareness would be like a 12.
Which leads us to the Jets, finally.
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. Like, I can only call myself a moron so many times in one video. I mean, again, this is one of those instances where on paper, man, like, I thought it was all going to come together, but I was so wrong. That organization is just tainted, I guess. I just want to hear what I had to say.
Winning the division. I tried this prediction last year, but didn't really anticipate Aaron Rodgers snapping his Achilles in half before he completed a singular pass. But with a healthy Aaron...
Here's the thing, though. I know Aaron Rodgers gets so much hate. He gets so much hate because he is, I mean, whatever you believe, he is a polarizing figure. But I feel like he's the most overhated player, at least on the field wise, in the league. Like, he wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, at times he could have performed better in important situations, but like, there's so many worse quarterbacks you could have had this season. That whole team, like Aaron Rodgers, yeah, was a part of the problem at times, but all the blame he gets, I think, is so unfair. Like, I'm saying this as a guy that he's partially the reason I look like a moron here, but again, I'll go to the grave saying that he's just so overhated. And I still think he could perform it very well given the right situation. Whether or not that happens, because he's probably going to retire, I don't know. But I just like all the hate he gets. Like, I know he could have performed better in a lot of clutch situations this year, but the whole team could have. I mean, the whole team was terrible. Like, from the owner down, everybody's underperformed. Everybody bad team.
Hopefully so. They did invest in that offensive line to protect
offensive line, not good.
Asset in Rodgers. I think signing Tyron Smith and drafting Olu Fashanu is going to turn out.
Olu wasn't terrible.
Now a super solid wide receiver room.
What's so funny is I would have felt so validated in this prediction if before the season you would have told me Devontae Adams at one point was going to be on the Jets. I would have been like, oh my god, dude, they might get the 1 seed. But just so much went wrong here.
A pretty decent running back. I think we all can agree on the fact their defense is pretty easily going to be the best defense.
Defense was a letdown too.
% of prime Aaron Rodgers. I am confident they win this division.
What sucks about that I do feel like they got 70% of prime Aaron Rodgers, and they still only won 5 games, man. Oh, like, there's no way it gets worse, right? There's no way.
I believe is the toughest division in all of football.
I thought it was done. Who's left?
The AFC North, where I have the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, I got that right. I got that right.
Now, I know they somehow won 11 games last year, but again, hear me out, please. I just don't trust Deshaun Watson.
I don't think anybody trusts Deshaun Watson, especially those of the opposite sex.
And for a myriad of reasons. Now, I don't know about the offense, especially not knowing how long Nick Chubb is going to be out.
Nick Chubb wasn't that good when he came back. Is he gone? Is he done for? You know what's so funny is I was so worried making this prediction. I remember I thought I was going to be proved completely wrong, kind of like the Jets pick. But this is one of the few that I actually nailed. They do have really good players, but this is one of those situations where it's like, if your quarterback sucks, you're not really getting far.
Which puts the Pittsburgh Steelers in third.
Ooh, Like, yeah, man, this was easily the toughest division of football to predict. I really don't remember if I had the Bengals 2, Ravens 2, or vice versa. So, like, honestly, there were so many worse picks than having the Steelers in third place. Like, they made the playoffs. I think I even say in the video, like, they still could make the wild card. Given the 3 spot, they did make the wild card. It just had the standings off a little bit. What I have to say
No,
here.
even a washed version of Russell Wilson should be a pretty massive upgrade from whatever.
I feel like Russell was a little bit better than what people expected.
Deontay Johnson, their wide receiver room is pretty bad.
Yeah, the wide receivers were terrible. They were terrible.
This is the same team that won 10 games a year ago with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
That's very true. That is very true.
So
and that is such a testament to this Steelers team. Like, imagine they actually had themselves a solid offense for once. They'd go 17-0. I mean, not to say they didn't play good at times last year, but there's always so good that they just never get prime draft picks to really get superstar offensive players. It just shows you how good that coaching staff is. They just don't have the talent on offense to really compete with the best of the best. I say that they're in the playoffs, so they could still win it all.
So even though I do have them finishing in third place, if Russell Wilson is just average, I still see them fighting for a wild card.
Good
spot
pick.
here. Now, in
Good
second
pick.
prediction,
Who'd I have? Who'd I have?
but I do have the
No.
Cincinnati
Thank you. Like, honestly, dude, like, the Bengals probably the team that got shafted the most. Like, it's their fault for not winning games, but I feel like they're better than so many teams in the playoffs. Like, I feel like they're probably a better team than the Steelers. Like, I feel so bad for Joe Burrow. Like, if the Bengals had a middle-of-the-pack defense, they'd have won 12 games this year.
If Joe Burrow is 100%, this team is 100%.
He was 100%. He was incredible this season.
And we'll have to see if somebody can step up for that wide receiver 3 spot now that Tyler Boyd is.
Yoshi Voss did. He was really good this year.
They lost Joe Mixon, who I honestly think is one of the most underrated players in the NFL of the past decade. Like,
I feel like it's not a bad take. And Joe Mixon went to the Texans and was very, very, very good. Oh, was I hyping up Zach
the
Moss?
odds Zach Moss and Chase Brown could really replace that production.
Chase Brown did. Chase Brown was phenomenal like the last half of the season.
To mention, they also lost Jadobi Awuzie.
It was a big loss for him. Secondary was very bad. He was hurt half the year for my Titans, so I don't know if he's good or not.
I don't have him beating out the Ravens, though.
I mean, at least I think outside of the NFC West and the AFC East, I think I got every division winner right. So at least that's something that doesn't make me seem like I am a moron regardless.
You add Derrick Henry to an offense with Lamar Jackson. That should be outlawed by the World Economic Forum.
Yep, the WEF should have banned this because I think Derrick Henry and the Ravens could really win the Super Bowl. Derrick Henry was so good for them.
Like, think what Gus Edwards did in that offense, but on anabolic steroids.
That was right. Derrick Henry, almost 2,000 yards. So, like, a ton of touchdowns. Like, the Ravens have not been able to run the football in the playoffs the last few seasons. And, like, Derrick Henry, you have Derrick Henry, they're going to be able to.
They did lose Kevin Zeitler off the offensive line. Also lost Patrick Queen and Geno Stone off the defense.
They didn't hurt him too much.
Lamar Jackson especially can stay healthy, which has proven sometimes to be a big if. This team should once again come out on top in the NFL's toughest division.
Which Lamar Jackson stayed healthy, and the Ravens won the division. I was right for once.
This now moves us into some of our individual accolades.
Oh no, surely it doesn't get worse. Like, right? Surely. Oh, I thought we were done, dude.
With the comeback player of the year, and I think this is by far my easiest prediction of the day, we have Aaron Rodgers with.
Oh, dude. Video done. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe. Again, like, I don't feel like he was as terrible as everybody said he was, but definitely didn't win comeback player of the year. I thought it was a lock. I thought it was a freaking lock
winning it. Like, if Aaron Rodgers comes back and puts up the numbers we know he's capable of after that devastating injury a year ago, like, this award is wraps. Now we move on to Rookie of the Year in offensive.
Oh no, it gets even worse. Like, I don't know if that's worse than Aaron Rodgers' pick, but again, I bought into the hype, man. I bought into the freaking hype.
The obvious route. I like to add in some spice here and there, but like, Caleb Williams is gonna win this award if he just has a decent season, like
which he had an okay season, but Jaden Daniels had a spectacular season. Which honestly, in the final voting, Caleb Williams might not even come in the top 5. Like, yeah, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Like, you can make a case that Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers should win the award over Jaden Daniels. What, not going to happen. It's normally a QB award, and Jaden Daniels led his team to the playoffs, and they should have never made it. That just shows you how bad this prediction was, and I normally hate, like I said, going the obvious route, but I did for this one. So I bought in the hype because I saw him throw a sidearm pass in the preseason, and I already know who I picked for my defensive rookie of the year, which at the first month of the season wasn't a bad pick, but we'll see. Well, I don't think that's a terrible pick.
He's gonna win this award if he just has a decent season. Like, the offense he has around him, it's just set up too well for him to not succeed. Like,
which that's true, but their coach, they had a bad coach. Bad coach ruins everything, as my Titans know.
They already looked above and beyond the other quarterbacks in the preseason.
See, I think that's the throw that I think everybody saw, and I was like, up. Because again, I thought he was going to struggle until like I saw what he was doing in the preseason. I saw this and was like, nope, I'm an idiot. But turns out me thinking I was an idiot turned me into even more of an idiot.
And like, the only other player I think that could challenge him is maybe Marvin Harrison if he...
That makes it even worse. Like, Marvin, I think he's be fantastic, but out of all the first-round rookies, he's probably had the most disappointing season in terms of, like, players that were supposed to, like, step in right away and be great.
Now, talking about adding spice, dude, the defensive rookie of the year. Like,
that would have been bad.
Give me this one, and you know what? If he doesn't win defensive rookie of the year, since I haven't put any stakes in this video, I'll gladly, once we do our video at the end of the season where we react to these predictions, I'll put up $200 to charity.
I honestly went into this thinking I couldn't remember if I had any stakes in this video, and like watching 24 minutes through, I was very happy that we didn't. But now, like, this video, I already have to pay my editor to edit this video, and now this video is gonna cost me an extra $200. Great job, moron.
The defensive rookie of the year, I have T'Vondre Sweat.
T'Vondre Sweat was really, really good, but at nose tackle just didn't put up near as good numbers as he needed to win defensive rookie of the year, especially being on the worst team in football.
Tennessee Titans defensive tackle. He's a plug-and-field player. He's been incredible in training camp.
He was incredible in training camp, and he was really good this season. I think actually after the first month, he was like plus 5,000 to win, which really validated me initially.
Jeff Simmons, like, I don't know if he's gonna put up insane numbers. Like, I don't know if any rookie defensive player.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I do think this is a perfect opportunity for a guy like T'Vondre Sweat to come out of nowhere and win this award. That's a crazy one, I know, but I'm sticking to my freaking guns.
Now, I stuck to my guns, and now I freaking owe $200 to charity. I'll donate by the end of the video. If I don't, you can cancel me.
Before I give you my MVP pick and my conference champions, I want to give
What's coming up next?
Could come out of nowhere to shock some people. Now,
can this make me look better? Can this make me look better? Skip. I'm skipping it.
Next, now this is a wild one, but I do have the Arizona Cardinals. Like,
hey, that makes me feel a little bit better. Like, they didn't make playoffs, they won 8 games, but they quite exceeded the expectations out there.
Defense is such a question mark, but I think
defense did suck.
Kyler, Marvin Harrison, not to mention James Conner, just go the frick off.
I can't believe I didn't mention Trey.
He has a chance.
That was weird. that was really weird. Trey McBride, good player though, good player.
3 tight end in the league. There's a world.
He was a top 3 tight end in the league. I'm a smart boy.
That they score so many points that they win 10 games to make the playoffs. Like, if that defense can just be mediocre, I think they have a shot.
It was mediocre, but not enough to win 10 games.
I have the Rams.
I'm smart! I'm a genius!
In the defense, yeah, they lost Donald, but if the young rookies produce a little bit and that much improved secondary balls out, they could pretty easily take the division from the Niners, which is a pretty big.
I'm not a complete idiot. I'm an idiot, not complete. I'm like a 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10 on the idiot scale.
I have the Raiders. They're an interesting one because I feel like
that invalidates everything I just said. Yep, idiot scale 10 out of 10. Did I really just say the freaking Raiders were dark horse?
MVP
what
pick,
was I doing?
have the Raiders.
What's funny is I swear to you, I remember sitting down. I took notes for like 4 hours. Took 4 hours worth of notes to like get my thoughts together. And picking the Raiders as a dark horse was the crap I came out with. Like, what am I doing?
I gave him some crap earlier, but I don't know why. Because, like, every time I've ever watched Gardner Minshew play, like, he's been a solid.
That's just fair, but he just never stood a chance. Gardner never stood a chance.
They could win 9 teams, shock some people, and maybe squeeze out a wild card berth.
Win 9-10, they won 4. Gosh, like, this is by far, it's not even over yet. This is by far the worst prediction video I've ever done in my life. Like, screw just taking 4 hours worth of notes, dude. Like, next year, I need to take 10 hours worth of notes and go to like an NFL coaching combine or something. Like, gosh dang it.
Now, before I reveal my conference,
oh gosh, conference champion. Please tell me I don't have the Jets, please. So I have MVP up next. Who did I pick for MVP?
Is it Matthew Stafford? Is it Josh Allen? Joe Burrow? No, we have CJ Stroud.
I really thought leading into that I was gonna say Lamar Jackson and feel kind of smart. This is so bad. Like this is easily the worst. I swear, like as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. Like I'm about to be 30 next year, but yet I get dumber and dumber. At this rate, I'm gonna forget how to freaking breathe by the time I'm 40. I don't even want to hear what I said about it. I don't want to hear what I said.
Now getting down to the nitty gritty, brother. Our
Here we
first
go.
conference
Oh
champion
gosh.
in the NFC.
Oh
Call me
gosh.
crazy, but for the second year in a row, I have the Detroit Lions.
Hey, this is something that could still happen. So at this point, obviously, playoffs haven't happened yet. If you're watching this after the playoffs, I can see if I'm a smart boy or not. But the Lions got the 1 seed, so like, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like getting this prediction right in a sense. So like at this point, I don't think it shock anybody, even though like they're missing half their stars on defense. I don't think it shock anybody if they won the conference. We don't have to hear the reasoning, dude. Who do I have winning the AFC?
The Lions finally get it done in 2020.
Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully I'm right. I like the Lions. Like Dan. Please no. Please no. Please no. Oh, please no.
My answer is boring. I think it's the Chiefs again. I hate it.
Hey, so I predict the Chiefs.
I really do.
I'm gonna turn my dumb self down. I predict the Chiefs. Again, dude, I know this wasn't a sexy pick. Like I know probably like 80% of the people out there probably predicted the Chiefs to be AFC champions for the season, and they still like could not win the AFC. Like I don't think, or they might not. I don't know. But I do have to say my conference champion prediction for both did get the 1 seed. So I feel like there's like some merit worth of that. Like maybe on the dumb scale and back down to a 9 out of 10.
Again. I hate it, dude. I really do. Like I don't want the Chiefs to win. Like I don't like the Chiefs.
That's very true. That's very true. They won 15 games, man.
That brings us to our
Oh
Super Bowl.
gosh, I don't remember.
Kansas City Chiefs,
Lions, please.
Detroit,
Lions,
finally
please.
get it done.
Lions,
No.
please.
Unfortunately, brother, I really do wholeheartedly think the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls. Like, I'm not gonna pick the favorite. I'm gonna go a little off the grid. But
I'm stopping it there. The only thing I have to say about this is if my track record is correct, everybody, and I mean everybody outside of Kansas City should be happy. Because, brother, this means the Chiefs are going back to back to back. And no, I didn't forget, there's your $200 donation to Mental Health America. And even though I proved myself to be one of the dumbest men in America, hopefully you still enjoyed. And if you did, you can click right here to watch another one of my videos where hopefully I don't look as stupid. And if you don't think I'm stupid, can you please click subscribe? I'm trying to pass Mr. Beast by the end of the year. I need 100 million more. We got this.